All right, folks, back with our panel here. Pastor Shannon Wright, of course, third vice chair of the Maryland Republican Party, and also Derek McCoy, executive vice president of the Center for Urban Renewal and Education. Here you have this city, as I asked him, I said to him, this progressive city. And again, what you have in these so-called progressive cities are white parents who want their kids going to the elite schools. You can sit here and talk about who's progressive and who's conservative and who's liberal. At the end of the day, when you talk about the inequities in this country, it is still right there in our face in education.
So my question would be to you, how unfiltered are you? Because that was a whole bunch of words that didn't say nothing. We've been dealing with segregation in schools for how many generations and decades? It didn't take grants and plans and programs to get there, but it's going to take grants and plans and programs to turn it around, because there might have been a bias in the system before he came, and we want buy-in from the parents. See, when you say you want buy-in from the parents, it's because the first pushback came from the school administration itself, because they didn't want that. They wanted to make sure that certain kids that they deemed worthy were going to get the proper education that they could, where the resources would be diverted to those schools. So when you say that we want the parent buy-in, that just means that now some parents are awake enough to see what you're doing.
Right, because in this particular district he's talking about, parents, they are the ones who are forcing this, because their deal is, wait a minute, our kids are the ones who are getting screwed because you have a screening process, as opposed to, wait a minute, again, you can sit here and go to school you want to be able to go to study there. Again, these are all the little cute little things that have been put in place that deny us opportunities, and you're still seeing that right now, whether it is elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, and New York City, of all places, it's worse than a lot of other places in terms of how they still have the schools that are going for the elite students who are largely white.
Absolutely. They've been doing this for quite some time now, but I think it's, I'm kind of almost in the same frame of mind that I applaud parents being involved in any kind of educational opportunities, because that's what really helps kids propel to success. At the same time, looking at this, when you begin to segregate kids and put barriers and blockades up that kind of ostracize the ones who really need education, I think that's a terrible thing to do. I think the mayor has a lot of work to do in this regards, and I think the city should not be, almost like Pastor Shannon Wright said, in one of those things where even if you had a predisposition or predisposed aspect before you came into office, I think it's a both-and issue.
No, actually, what I want to see is I want to see more parents, frankly, railing against these school districts and trying to tear them down, because, again, if you're a parent, you are not waiting for a superintendent's 5- and 10-year plan. Your deal is, my kid has finite years, and I can't wait for y'all's plan to somehow kick into high gear.
Absolutely. I'd like to see there be less need for parents to go and tell them how to do their job, because their job is to educate our children.
Well, but
my
here's the
job
deal. But look,
is to pay the taxes to make sure you have the resources to do it.
Okay, that's great. But Frederick Douglass said, "Power concedes nothing without a demand."
Oh no, I'm not saying
so,
for them not to.
I would love for parents not to have to do it. But the reality is, if school systems have not been doing their job,
parents need
need folks to put a level of pressure and then make it as uncomfortable as possible for school boards, for superintendents, for mayors who control schools. And when I say uncomfortable, wherever they show up, you have folks with bullhorns showing up as well, saying, "Are you gonna educate my kid like your kid getting educated?"
That's right. I totally agree with that. They have to do that. They got to bombard the gates at every single level. I would even encourage people, look, run for office, run for the school board, try and get involved. Do whatever you can do to have your voice in there, because you only have so many years. I was in the same situation with my own kids a long time ago, but, looking at it, said, well, I can either wait till this school district, which I'm supposed to be in a decent one with my house, gets it together.
Right.
Or put them in a private school. Man, I had to put them in a private school, or else I'm looking at a black young man that's not going to be making it.
Well, I'll tell you right now, my parents didn't have private school money, and everybody knew the names of Reginald and Imelda Martin.
There you go.
All schools and principals and folks at the district.
Totally
And so, and I guarantee you that somebody who's sitting here watching, who's saying, yeah, but you probably came. No, I ain't come from one of those backgrounds. Mom and daddy never went to college. Look, I could stand on my porch and see the DEA and the FBI take down a crack house, literally 3 houses down. And so mom and daddy never made more than $50,000 combined ever in their life. But they gave a damn about their 5 kids, and they made sure to put that pressure where it needed to be put when it came to education. And so we certainly want to see more of that.